5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the rebuilding year. It is Sunday, day after the Boilers defeated Boston College, number 23 ranked Boston College. It's the first ranked win for the Boilers since what, 2003, right?
2014.
Oh, first a ranked team?
Yep.
Yeah, we beat Illinois a couple years ago.
At home?
I think it's the largest margin of victory against a ranked team.
I saw something that 2003 Wake Forest was like our biggest win, or our most recent. Either way, Purdue beat Boston College, so it's our first show after a victory. Feels good. Feels really good. We're going to talk about the Nebraska game coming up. We're going to break down the Boston College game. We're going to do our segments, and then we'll see where we go. So let's start the show. All right, rebuilding. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to do the ad read. So the rebuilding year is brought to you by mybookie.com. If you log on to mybookie.com and use promo code, was it year 25?
Year 25.
Year 25, you get $125.
No, it's 100% of
Your
whatever
match.
you put in, plus $25.
Oh, 100% of what you put in plus $25. So they're giving you an extra $25. You can bet on anything on there. NFL, football. You can ride Peter's picks. He's like 17-3 so far this year. Yeah, and make you some money. So again, they pay out winners, bet, play, win. MyBookie.com, promo code year25 for 100% of your deposits matched plus $25. So let's get into it. Purdue beats Boston College 30-13. Boston College is ranked number 23. Everybody's thoughts, as always, we'll start with Ryan.
Yeah, no, finally an all-around solid performance. The defense looked like a capable defense. Shut down arguably one of the best running backs in the country. I think he had 19 carries and 59 yards. So, complete shut him down. Got 4 interceptions. Defense came to play. They've been so close, the team in general, the last 3 weeks, and it was bound to happen sooner or later. And it was all around a solid performance by all 3 aspects of the special teams was all right, I guess. But no, the offense looked good, the defense looked good. This is a good, complete performance I've been waiting for all year long. So,
well, we did miss a field goal.
Yeah, I came back with the special teams.
Extra point.
And the extra point.
Yeah, I reversed on the special teams because they whatever. But they didn't cost us this game.
They almost let up a bunch of. They let up a bunch of yards too.
Almost. They didn't. So they get a C. But no, the defense finally, came to play. You kind of knew what they were going to do. They were going to try to run the ball. They couldn't do it. Quarterback, isn't that great. Couldn't make plays. And that was that. I wasn't really worried about Boston College like I was Missouri or Northwestern. But, we still haven't won a game yet. So, but no, good win. Very happy with the Boilers. And I'm back on the bandwagon.
Back on the bandwagon. Let's go to Peter.
Yeah, I mean, hey, first game where they actually looked like the team was, all the way there and ready to actually play. I think the big thing was I think we had 2 penalties for 25 yards, which is a far cry from what it's been lately. No stupid, unsportsmanlike conducts on the final drive of the game or anything. So, yeah, I mean, overall, like Ryan said, defense stepped up. Offense did just enough. We didn't have a great running game, but still managed to get yards when we needed it. Blau had another good game. No big thing, no mistakes. He completed 75% of his passes, no interceptions, all around solid game. Aside from the kicker, they may want to have tryouts for walk-ons or something. I don't know what's going on there because that's 2 missed extra points in the last 3 games. He missed a 25-yard field goal there at the end. I guess it didn't matter.
Somebody was sick, right? One of the kickers, Spencer Evans, was sick or something like that.
Dylan did all the kicking.
Oh yeah, okay. Chris.
Yeah, as I said in the last episode, we didn't really know much about BC because they hadn't played anybody. UMass and Holy Cross and Wake Forest. So being ranked 23 was kind of generous, I think, to begin with. So we kind of showed that they weren't as good of a team as people thought they were. The defense played fantastic. Um, and that the interception in the end zone was easily probably the play of the game, where the defense didn't stop. Like you normally see them stop at the end of watch them in the end zone. And everyone gets in pretty easy, but they held up, and that kind of turned the game over to Purdue's side, and there was no turning back from there.
Yeah, the red zone defense has been pretty bad this year. The defense was bad against Missouri in general, but Northwestern didn't have any problems in the red zone. Eastern Michigan, that was a sloppy game, but the red zone defense has been bad. So the pick in the end zone was definitely good to see. I thought Rondale, he's had he's not been playing bad, but he's been quiet the last 2 weeks. He had a big old game with 2 touchdowns. It looks like the one really amazing play he had probably shouldn't have been a touchdown, but we're not going to talk about that.
You get some bad calls in the other games, make up for some bad calls in this game.
Right, and that was definitely the mindset of Purdue Twitter was, this is a makeup call for them actively jobbing us the past
three games,
60 years.
Yeah, we finally caught them, so now they have to give it back.
Yeah, and not just that, refs are inconsistent and not good,
but human.
Are certainly not actively angling to ruin anybody's games. David Blau, even if Elijah Sindelar is healthy, I don't know how you could sit David Blau at the moment. He's making all the throws you want him to make. He's protecting the ball. He had some really nice throws. That one to, who was it? It wasn't Zico. Who caught that one in the end zone? Was it Wright?
Right.
Yeah, it was Wright.
Right. That was a really nice pass from Blau. So he's been looking good. And the defense stood up. I'm not sure that BC really is the 23rd best team in the country, like Chris says. They didn't really play anybody, but it's still good to beat, Power 5 team, big team. And they were ranked, so that's nice. We'll see how that shakes out. We thought the Northwestern loss was a good loss, but
they might suck.
They might actually not be good this year. So we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. But it's just good to get back on the track of winning. I think our worst case scenario was 1-3 over these first 4 games. We just swapped out Eastern Michigan and BC. It's obviously not where they want to be. They should be 2-2, definitely, if not 3-1. But you gotta just win and move on. And the next game is Nebraska in Lincoln. Purdue is getting 3 points. That's a very early line. I would expect that to move probably towards Nebraska. I think you'll see it at maybe 1.5. Purdue getting 1.5 by the time we kick off on Saturday. But Lincoln, very tough place to play. But Nebraska, folks, it's a mess. Nebraska's a mess.
Dumpster fire.
They just got their doors blown off by Michigan, who I don't think is that great this year. What was that, 56-10?
Yeah, it was so bad.
Who else did they lost to? They lost to Colorado. They haven't won a game, right?
No.
Okay, so they're 0-4?
0-3. The only thing that's saving them from 0-4 was the game that got canceled.
Right, they had a rain out against, I don't know, some dumb team, but so Akron, right? They might have lost to Akron. Who knows? So Scott Frost doesn't have it together over there. Looks like Ryan left, so we'll just get into it. I guess we'll go off the -3, whether you think Purdue's going to cover that, but I expect that to change. We'll start with Chris.
I do. Nebraska's offense isn't very good. I think they had less than 1,000 yards in the season, so that's 3 games in.
Slightly over
1,000 yards. And Purdue's at 2,000 yards so far. So I expect Purdue to put up some big numbers. Hopefully no mistakes. That's going to be key with David Blau. No mistakes. And maybe get the running game going. I think that'll be important to stay balanced. But big thing, no mistakes. And on defense, it looks like our defense is trying to put it together. These guys were young, so maybe this game against BC kind of bolsters their confidence and can make them play a little bit of edge. So we'll see if they can keep them down.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just go next. I think Purdue is trending in the right direction. I thought the Missouri game was good, although Missouri did just get absolutely hammered by Georgia. But Georgia's Really
Georgia's on another level.
Yeah, and they still put up 30-something points. So
right, and that's what I'm saying is they're trending in the right direction of sort of getting it together. The Missouri offense is just such a bad matchup for Purdue's defense, but this was the BC game was really a complete game, and I would expect them to bring that same level of defensive intensity to it. We'll see if the offense can click to the tune of another 30 or 30-plus point game. That would be nice to see 3 weeks in a row. I'm not sure we're ever going to see 63-point Purdue. I don't think that Purdue's ever going to be on like a Texas Tech, Oklahoma State type level. But I think Nebraska is a winnable game. Certainly, looking at how bad Nebraska is, I mean, it'd be a tough look to get handed a loss by an 0-3 team who just absolutely got demoralized last week. So I think Purdue can do it. I really don't think it will be close if we win, if that makes sense. Like if Purdue plays like they did on Saturday, I really don't think it'll be a 3-point game. I think it'll be more like a 10-ish point game. So I expect us to cover, move to 2-3. We'll go to Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Nebraska, but they look like a hot pile of garbage. They can't beat Troy. They can't beat Colorado. They got their doors blown off against Michigan. I don't know what they do well. Like, their passing game isn't great. Their run game isn't great. There's no, like, stars on that team that I know of. So, so it's always a tough game going into Lincoln with that fan base. But, on paper, to get –
I mean, is it? They're 0-3. I mean, is Lincoln going to be rocking is the question. Is it a night game?
3:30.
I doubt it's going to be a night game.
Yeah, that'd be a 3:30.
3:30. Yeah.
Yeah, it's essential time. All I know is those people have nothing else to do in Lincoln, Nebraska, because I've been there before, and that's all they do is Nebraska football.
Yep.
But on paper, though, I mean, if this was just any other team, you'd be like, oh yeah, Purdue should win this game. But the Nebraska name kind of carries a little bit of weight, I guess. So I'm, I guess, a little worried. But I mean, on paper, Purdue should go in there and they should cover that. I know we're 1-3, but we're so close to being 4-0. I know that doesn't matter, but we've looked good. We're a good 1-3 team, as oddly as that sounds.
Well, that's a little preview of my internet comment of the week, but yeah.
Cool, perfect. I'll hold off on that. But yeah, we should beat them, honestly.
Peter.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good matchup for Purdue. Like, we suck against teams that pass the ball a lot. BC is a run-first team, and we shut them down pretty well. I mean, Northwestern, we didn't let them get a ton through the air, especially after that first quarter or so. Obviously Missouri passes the ball a ton, and they killed us. So I think this is a good matchup for the defense. Nebraska's a run-first team. They only have 500 yards of passing the whole year so far.
Oh, nice.
It's a lot of short. They complete 65% of their passes, but it's I mean, they're not downfield. They average 6 yards an attempt, so that plays right in our hands, keeping people in front of us. Just do that, and the offense is starting to click. Blau's not fucking up. Things are looking in the right direction. So
what's Nebraska look like on the defense? I mean, obviously they gave up 56 points to Michigan, but I mean, do they have a good defense? Did they give up a lot of points to Troy?
They gave up 24 to Troy, 33 to Colorado. So, I mean, I don't think they have a good defense by any means.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, their offense is abysmal. So, I mean, if just don't turn the ball over. Blau keeps throwing for 300 yards a game. I think we're set.
Also, stay woke. This is one of those games that you can say if we win that Purdue, made the right hire. That they didn't wait for Scott Frost or something like that, because that's always a line I like. Is when PJ Fleck loses, it's oh yeah, we didn't want him anyway. So keep your eyes out for something like that. One more thing, I just want to get your thoughts. I mentioned it, but I don't know the health of Elijah Sindelar. I haven't been paying attention that closely, but if he is healthy, do you expect Brom to go back to the 2-quarterback system, or has David Blau won this job, Ryan?
So I don't want him to go back to the 2QB system, but he seems to like it a lot. And I think it's proven the last 2 years that it's not great. It's bad.
It doesn't work.
The first half of last season, you're like, okay, Purdue's winning games, 2 QBs, it's working. They seem to actually like each other and get along and be friends. But they saw Blau go out immediately, and the Sindelar just looked amazing. And same thing this year, They're going all right, I guess. And then, one gets hurt, and the other guy just starts playing lights out. So Should he go back? No. Blau has won this job. It should be Blau's job. But will he go back? Yeah, I think he probably will. I think he likes Sindelar more than he likes Blau just because of his arm strength. And I do think he'll go back to QBs.
I don't get the arm strength thing because this offense, it's really not a huge down the field offense.
No,
I mean,
we don't have the
wants,
guys.
though.
We don't have the guys for that though. Like, so it's just not. It's not going to
No,
work.
I don't know.
Chris.
Yeah, there's really no way he should go to Sindelar at this point. You have to let Blau lose the job because he's won it. Thrown no interceptions, thrown for like 800 yards over the past 2 games. Basically almost won us a game that our defense lost in Missouri. So I think he's clearly...
the refs lost.
True. Don't blame the defense.
True. Sorry. No, 40 points is plenty. Is enough points to let up. That's good.
That's good. It was the refs' fault.
All right. Yeah. So he almost won us that game. So I think he's won this job. But you always think like maybe this 2 QB system will work. Maybe this coach has the right formula. And really, the only one who has the right formula is Nick Saban. And so if you're
That's
not
true.
Nick Saban, 2 QBs don't work for you.
That
They
is
don't
true.
have 2 QBs. They use the one guy. Like the
They
one guy.
Tua and Hurts.
Hurts doesn't play.
These
dude.
2.
Hurts plays once they're up by 40.
Hurts.
Well,
Hurts
that's a
comes
good
in
2
and
QB
wins the ball.
system.
Yeah.
If you win
Yeah.
games by 40, then you could put the other QB in. All right, Pete, real quick.
Yeah, I don't think that he goes back to it. It'd be stupid if he does. And I mean, last year Blau kind of had the role, I think, before he got hurt, and he was like willing to do that. So, and I think Blau gets at least an entire game like leash. Like he could play badly the whole Nebraska game, and I don't think they pull him. And then maybe the next week they start the competition again. But I think Blau's the guy for right now. There's no reason to change that.
Yeah,
And he was throwing some darts out there.
Well, he was. I mean,
too.
I've maintained that David Blau is a very
Capable.
He's an above-average college quarterback. He's not an NFL quarterback.
No.
But it would be one thing if the offense like changed dramatically. Like, I mean, if you watched Thursday Night Football last week when Tyrod Taylor came out and Baker Mayfield came in, like things changed. Like it just looked different. But when they switch out the quarterbacks for Purdue, nothing really changes. They don't really switch up the play calls that much. Like it's just the same offense with a different guy in there. So, I don't really see a reason to go back to it. I mean, you have Sindelar for another year. I would hope that maybe he transfers and they let somebody else take over and get some more years under their belt. But we'll see. But I think right now Blau's the hot hand. So let's move on to the segments. We're going to start with Ryan's Basketball Time featuring football, which is brought to you by MyBookie.com. Again, use promo code YEAR25. Receive 100% match to your deposit plus 25 extra bucks. Ryan, take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, so I guess we'll start the first game. Big game. West Virginia goes to Texas Tech. Texas Tech was looking all right this year. Then just went to Oklahoma State and kicked the absolute shit out of them. So I have no idea where that came from. But it's West Virginia at Texas Tech. We'll start with you, Steve. It's West Virginia minus 4.5.
West Virginia at Texas Tech minus 4.5. West Virginia covers that. Will Grier is a very good quarterback. A lot of points in this game, and games with a lot of points are rarely decided by less than 4 or by less than a touchdown.
Peter?
You know what? I'm going to go with Texas Tech. They're looking hot. I just don't think West Virginia is going to be able to hang with them.
I'm also going with West Virginia. I think they're finally the real deal. I don't know. Texas Tech, they look so good some games and so bad other games. I think this will be one of those bad games. So
they got bad uniforms too. I don't like their uniforms.
And they play in Lubbock, just in the middle of nowhere, Texas. Chris?
It is.
I'm going to go with West Virginia. They just kick the shit out of teams all year, so go in West Virginia.
Weird game that's between 2 ranked opponents. Oregon, who just came off a devastating loss, and I think they had like a 99% chance to win that game according to ESPN, and they blew it, is going to Cal, who's ranked 24th.
Cal?
Cal is ranked
24th.
They are ranked. I mean, they've beaten 3 or 4 teams and undefeated, so I think they got them a ranking. They haven't really beaten anybody great, but they are ranked. They're ranked 24th. Oregon's only getting 2.5. So maybe they're good this year. Pete, we'll start with you though.
I don't think Cal's very good. They have played close games outside of Idaho State, and I think Oregon's actually a pretty good team. So
Idaho State's a tough team, though.
Yeah, Pete, come on, you idiot.
Always good on the road.
Yeah.
I'll go Oregon. I don't know anything about Cal, but I think Oregon can win, and I think they can win by at least 2.5 points. So I think the Ducks rebound after that devastating loss. Chris?
We're all going to pick Oregon here, right?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Oregon.
2.5 points.
Okay. I'll find out the game.
All right.
I don't know. I was looking at big matchups, and I was surprisingly on there. I don't know that. Another big game that's just weird to give two ranked opponents. BYU goes to Washington. BYU's ranked 20th. Washington ranked 11th. It's in Seattle. It's Washington minus 16.5. I will go this one. I will go BYU. I think they look decent this year. I don't think they win, but I think they can keep it within 16.5. Chris?
I mean, other than Arizona State and Auburn, Washington's look really good. I mean, they've played some really good games. So I'm gonna go.
So other than half their games, they look pretty good.
I mean, other than the Auburn game, they've put up a lot of points. So I'm gonna keep going with them.
Steve.
I think BYU's a really tough out. They obviously beat Wisconsin at home, which I don't think anybody saw coming. They're they're that independent team that always manages to get into big games, and I think 16 is a lot of points. So I think that the Cougars keep it close. I doubt that they win, but I think that the Cougs keep it close. Milk for everybody.
Peter.
Yeah, I'm with Steve. I think this is going to be a close game. I don't really know which way it's going to go, but I think BYU definitely keeps it in single digits.
Cool. And then there's two games that are kind of the game of the night. We have Ohio State going to Penn State. It's going to be a damn good game. I remember 2 years ago they played, and I've never seen a stadium. It gets wide out, and that place gets loud. So it's Chris. It's my turn. No, it's Chris's turn. Chris's turn. Ohio State minus 4.5 in Happy Valley.
Penn State is going to win that game, so they're going to cover, obviously.
They're going to win. Steve.
I can't pick against Ohio State. I thought they were in trouble against TCU, and then they rattled off, 21 points in 3 minutes or something like that. Obviously, they beat Tulane. I mean, Tulane's trash, but I think Dwayne Haskins is the real deal, folks. So I'm going to go with Buckeyes to cover. It's going to be a good game, but I think the Buckeyes cover.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's probably ends up kind of similar to that TCU game where it's close, and then Ohio State just takes over as the freakishly talented team they are at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ohio State's one of the only teams that could probably give Alabama a game at this point. So I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm also going with Ohio State. I've only seen Penn State play twice. The one game was Appalachian State, and they don't look great. And I watched them play Illinois, and they were losing 24-21 mid-third quarter. Turned the game off.
They did the Ohio State TCU thing. They kind of just went on a roll. So.
Yeah, they put off 35 points.
42 points in 20 minutes of gameplay. I lost my bet. I was pissed. But
this game could have been a game a couple years ago that would finish 10-6. But both these teams have such good offenses now that it's going to be a really fun game to watch.
I think Ohio State wins, though. I think Ohio State's the real deal. They look phenomenal. Penn State scares me at moments. So if they do that against Ohio State, I think Ohio State will take advantage of that. Go Buckeyes.
Hey, you know what Purdue gets to do in exactly a month?
Play Ohio State.
Play Ohio State.
Can't wait. Other big game tonight. We just did this team last week, but it's a big game, so we have to do it. Stanford goes to Notre Dame. Stanford's ranked 7. Notre Dame's ranked 8th. It's in South Bend. Notre Dame's getting 3.5. So, Steve, we'll start with you.
I love Stanford this year. I'm going with Stanford. They bailed me out. They saved me from going 1-4. So I'm going to go with Stanford again. Bryce Love, baby.
Bryce?
I would go with Steve, but Notre Dame looks really good too, and I think they're gonna cover at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Notre Dame too. They made the switch at quarterback from Brandon Wimbush, and
they beat Wake Forest. Ooh.
They put up 56 points, though. I'm just saying that the offense is looking a lot better. So I'm going with the Irish.
Yeah, I'm going with the Irish at home, strictly because it's a home game.
Doubt Stanford at your own cost, folks.
And then 1 second, there's the Tennessee game plays Georgia, and there was no spread when I looked. So I guess we can't do Tennessee this week, unfortunately. But we are doing instead undefeated Syracuse goes to undefeated Clemson. It is Clemson minus 20.5. Steve, we'll start with you. Does Clemson cover 20.5?
I don't believe that they do. I think that Dino Babers says Syracuse playing real well. I think that Florida State does suck, and that was sort of Syracuse's statement win just because it's Florida State. But 20.5's a lot. So I'm going to go with Syracuse to cover.
Peter?
Yeah, I think Syracuse keeps it close. Clemson hasn't looked – I mean, I guess the A&M game was close. They haven't looked quite as dominant, I guess. But, Syracuse might actually be good. So I think they keep it close.
Yeah, I think Clemson gets the job done. I think Trevor Lawrence and they do have two quarterbacks, and they both look phenomenal. I think Trevor Lawrence is getting more of the workload. He looks like the best quarterback in years. I think they beat him. It's a revenge game. Syracuse beat him last year, and I think Clemson comes out.
Syracuse beat Clemson last year?
Yeah.
That was their one loss. Kelly Bryant got hurt in like the third quarter, and then they didn't really have a backup.
Who knew?
So I'll go Clemson. I did.
Yeah,
Chris.
You guys did.
21 points is just a lot. I don't think Clemson is gonna beat. They haven't beat teams by that much really all this year. So I'm gonna go with Syracuse here.
Okay, there we go. Picks are in. Picks cannot be changed.
How are we doing? How come we were not doing the Texas game, man? Texas is so back in a huge way. Who are they playing? Anybody next week?
They're Texas at Kansas State.
All right. How are we not doing Kansas? Kansas is back, folks.
They got wins on the table.
They got wins. They're racking up the wins, and then Rutgers just lost to Buffalo by a million.
Big.
Rutgers is bad again.
Rutgers is bad, everybody.
I like the tweet. It's like, does anyone still have the receipt for Rutgers?
Yeah, right. All right. I think I just know what my loser's topic is. All right, we'll move on to Peter for stat of the week.
Yeah. All right. I got two for you since we missed last week, not last year.
Yeah, we've also missed last all year.
Yeah. No, but so first one, both related to Nebraska and Purdue. Nebraska, this is their worst start to a season since 1945.
Good.
Wow.
So
everybody was out at the war.
True.
Yeah.
That's how long it's been. And then so this just shows how much better Nebraska is historically than Purdue. Since 1961, Purdue's only had a better, finished the season with more wins than Nebraska 4 times.
Love it.
Well, Nebraska was, when Purdue was quote unquote good, winning
Nebraska was
the year. Nebraska was really good.
Winning national championships.
Right, winning national championships and having Heisman Trophy winners. So that's sort of where, that's when Purdue could have racked stuff up, is in the late 90s, early 2000s. But
also this year.
Yeah, we have a chance at it this year for sure.
True.
So
last year we got it. So
yep, Nebraska, they're not good. They're like Texas in that every year they could be back, but they're not. They're bad.
That was one of my favorite moments when they beat Notre Dame and they stormed the field. And Texas is back and Charlie Strong's on everybody's shoulders, and I think got fired that year.
He did.
Yeah, he did. But Texas is back, everybody. Who did they just beat? They just beat somebody big, right? They beat TCU, who they haven't beaten in a really long time. So good for them. Good for Texas. College football's better when Texas is good. All right, so we're moving on to Internet Comment of the Week, and that actually reminds me of one. I think Hammer and Rail's pinned tweet right now is, college football is better when Purdue is good. That was a tweet that they put out and that they pinned. Another tweet that they had was, Purdue is the best 1-3 team in the country, which I don't really know who the other 1-3 teams are, but I kind of want to talk about college football being better when Purdue is good. How true is that statement, Chris?
It's good for me. That's what I have to say.
Do you think the college football world cares about Purdue?
They have the pulse is on how Purdue's doing. So you're watching the little monitor, and it's flatlined, and then Purdue won. It's like a little blip. It's like, all right, we're back. We got a pulse here.
And I'll say this: college football is great. It always is. Even when I don't watch a ton of it, it's a great sport. And Purdue hasn't been good since 1999. So that statement means that college football has been bad for 20 years. So I'm not sure that, the game of all time was in 2005. We've had Alabama be really good. So I'm not sure that I really believe that statement. Peter.
Yeah, I mean, like Chris said, it's better for us. I enjoy it more, but does the college football world care about Purdue? Not a chance.
No,
I think
we would have a bigger
audience. I would say the average college, like the average, just like casual fan of like somebody in the SEC does not know what Purdue is. If my experience in the South has been anything to base things on. So, I don't think people care. But, if Purdue's good, making a little noise, and we can not – our only chance is to knock off ranked teams. And
our chance is to beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's our chance. Speaking of Ohio State and speaking of you saying the South, when I mentioned that I went to Purdue to Ohio State fans, they always ask, how is Purdue doing? They're not even aware – of
they don't pay attention.
Conference, right. Ryan.
Yeah, no, people don't care at all. They might care about Rondale Moore because I do see a lot of actual big publications picking about Rondale Moore's doing because he's like top 10 catches, yards, touchdowns, and don't know why he ever came to Purdue. But no, they don't care about Purdue football.
No, nobody really does.
All right, they're going to start caring.
Yeah, we're going to make them care.
Put them
on notice.
Yeah, putting them on notice. All right, so we are moving on to loser segment of the week. I don't really know where to take this because I wasn't really prepared for this. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk a little golf, folks. We got the Ryder Cup coming up this week. It's the USA versus Europe. What's everybody's predictions? Ryan, you're going first.
I think they retain the cup. I don't know if they win, but they retain. I've been looking up golf a little bit recently. And honestly, the USA squad looks a lot better than the European squad. I know it's over there in Paris and the French, all the French people will be into it. But just looking at the players on paper, it looks like our team is just stacked. When you have, that Byron guy won 4 tournaments this year. He was a captain's pick. So they look like they're a pretty solid team. So I think we retain it or win it.
I can't wait for Bryson DeChambeau to just absolutely have a meltdown in this tournament, which he will.
The USA team is better when DeChambeau is on it.
Yeah. Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Tiger Woods is back, so that may be a good pick. Who knows? But he's played this tournament, so probably he'll play bad in that tournament.
But he's not a good Ryder Cup player.
No, and I hope that they just pair him with. I just hope he gets paired with Phil the entire time because you're going to have Tiger and he's going to get a lot of attention on the course. And if you pair him with somebody that's, maybe a little bit younger, like Brooks Koepka or something like that, then that could get inside his head. And Brooks is probably one of the best, if he is the best player right now, maybe Justin Thomas on the U.S. team. So we'll see how Captain Jim handles that. Peter, your picks for the Ryder Cup.
I mean, I think you guys are all forgetting that Tiger Woods is officially back.
Chris just said he's back.
Yeah, Chris literally just said Tiger Woods is back.
I didn't forget that.
Okay. All right, I'm just making sure everybody knows.
Because you're in Atlanta and you went and watched him, right?
Exactly.
You went out to East Lake?
That's what I did with my day, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I know this is a team game, but Tiger Woods is going to carry them to the victory.
And I really do. I don't watch a lot of golf tournaments. I watch some of the majors if they're interesting, but I really do like the Ryder Cup. I think it's one of the more unique events in sports, and it's a lot of fun. The 2016 one was a really, really fun one. That Patrick Reed and Rory McIlroy final pairing on Sunday was something else. Or maybe they were the first pairing. I think they went out first. So yeah, it'll be good. It's in Paris at Les Nationaux. A lot of fans coming down from England, I'm sure, to cheer on Europe. And yeah, go USA. Anything else, Ryan? You always come in with some comment at the end to keep us going for like another 10 minutes. What do you got?
Was the Patrick Reed Roy one where they're like getting into it actually on the course a little bit?
Yeah, they were yelling.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I mean, they were still like high fiving after, like,
no,
good job, good shot. But yeah, it was
the friendly being excited, but it was ruining golf. That was ruining golf.
Yeah, that did ruin golf. People forget that. Danny Willett's brother said that golf is ruined. That was the one
Patrick
where
Reed is the antithesis of every golf person's like golfer.
I don't know. I kind of want to go to the Ryder Cup of 2020 because it's only in Wisconsin. It's like 4.5 hours away from me.
I guarantee that it's probably already sold out.
I don't know, because I remember it was in Minnesota in 2016 when I was living up there, and I could still get tickets.
Yeah, I actually don't know. Yeah.
There's no sale yet.
To the Super Bowl. I mean, you can go to the Super Bowl if you want. Like, it's not hard. But, yeah, we'll see. What else we got? We got Baker Mayfield. What's everybody's impressions of Baker?
Is he the future? I don't know.
I mean, he's the starter. They play really bad Oakland. They play Oakland, who's really bad this week. So we'll see how he does. I love
when a player like him does really good. And it's like, there's no tape on him. Like, that's the excuse. Is that these coaches who get paid $1 million got baffled by Baker because there's no tape. There's just
like his game is so different from Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah,
they're the exact same quarterback.
There's no tape from the 4 years he was in college. There's no tape.
Nope. Yeah. It's useless. But it's not the same offense. It's useless.
No.
Yeah. I will say that I mean, I think they were still down 14-3 when he came in, but it definitely, the game definitely changed when Baker was in there.
You gotta wait and see.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, first.
How about Jimmy Garoppolo?
600 days.
He's out for the year.
And Josh Allen, he looked good today. He hurdled somebody. I saw that.
That game, was
the Vikings look silly.
That was tough, dude.
Bad day for Ryan. Both of his favorite NFL teams lost.
True.
The Colts one, I was like, okay, whatever. They're the Eagles, Super Bowl champs, played them close, cool. The Vikings game, I think I was driving home to Chicago from a wedding. I look at the score. I'm like, whoa, 24-0 in the second quarter. And I was like, okay, that's enough for me. Is
it time for the Andrew Luck experiment to end?
I think
we need to be having this conversation. I think
Jacoby Brissett.
He's a losing quarterback.
He played one play, Chris.
Some say that Andrew Luck is too nice of a quarterback.
He doesn't have that killer instinct.
No, he's never been good.
It's really annoying when he gets tackled and he gets high fives. Yeah, good hit. Like, shut up, dude.
He's never been good. I maintain that. RG3 was the better pick in that draft.
Maybe he just got concussed once, and he's just been like a really bad quarterback ever since.
I do remember that time that we were in our group chat, and I actually got one of our friends, Jesse, who listens to the pod. Hi, Jesse. Pretty triggered that RG3 was the better quarterback than Andrew Luck, and he couldn't prove me wrong. So, game, set, match, Jesse. And shout out.
Come on the pod to discuss.
Shout out to our buddy Kevin, also a listener of the pod. I told him I would shout him out because he found this stat for me that Peter couldn't. The last time Purdue and the Browns won in the same week, Ryan was quick to point out that because it was a Thursday night game, it wasn't the weekend. Thanks, Ryan. It was September 2014. Purdue beat Southern Illinois 35-13, and the Browns beat the Titans 28-14. So it's been 4 years since, almost to the day, that the Browns and the Boilers both won in the same weekend. So thanks, Kevin, for finding that out, and I'm glad that it finally happened. 1-1-1. The Browns currently have a better record than the Colts and the Cowboys, right? Did the Cowboys win today?
They looked like ass.
They looked bad. And
Cowboys are in trouble.
And the Patriots. They have a better record than the Patriots. People forget that.
True.
So
as of right now.
As of right now, when we're recording, Yeah.
Peter, is this
Give
Jason
it
Garrett's
2
last
more
year?
I don't know. I mean, if they keep looking like they have all year so far, it could be.
Is Jerry Jones a good GM?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
And Chris, how excited are you? You weren't on, or yeah, you were on the pod, or you weren't on the pod when it happened. How excited are you for Josh Gordon to get suspended?
I am very excited. I mean, we talked about this. They're giving away from nothing, bag of balls. But I like being inactive week 1, like first week on the team. You're just not there yet.
Oh wait, he's not playing tonight.
He's got to get up to speed.
No, he's inactive.
No.
Oh.
He's got to get up to speed with the playbook. You know.
But the real question is, which JG10 is better, Jimmy Garoppolo or Josh Gordon?
Jimmy Garoppolo, even with the bad knee.
They lost their the running back today to a knee injury.
The Niners, folks, they're in trouble. They love their Niners out there, though. They like the Niners and they really like the Giants. I will say that. When we were out there, I thought there would be more buzz about the Warriors, but there really wasn't. I guess that
I think that's the rich people team.
Yeah, but those people do love their sports out there, and we got baseball playoffs starting soon. It's all coming together. Red Sox and Indians will meet in the ALCS, and then we'll see what happens after that. So, all right, that was the Rebuilding Your Podcast, Season 4, Episode 7. You can find us on Twitter at TheRebuildingYR. You can find Chris on Twitter at Boston Boiler. You can find me on Twitter at SteveGreco01. You can find Peter on Twitter at Peter_Mick. Ryan, what's your Twitter handle?
Ryan M. Higher.
Ryan M. Higher. And without anything else, Boilers by 90, and wait till next year.